microphone. So greetings again. So thanks for all this, guys. So what I'm sharing today is the what I found at the market today. Today's market gold and goodies is the Hachia Persimmon. So I'm familiar with two types. You let me know if you're familiar with any other kinds. It looks kind of like a tomato, but it's taller. And this is the Hachia. So this one, you want to eat it when it gets super soft, right? It wouldn't even be right for this to be like super, super soft. And this gets soft almost like it's a jam. Looks like almost like a jam, or a jelly. And then, so I just cut it. So I'm gonna sample it. Now, if this persimmon, if it's not ripe, oh, you can hear now? Good to see you too. Well, I can't see you, right? But thanks for the thumbs up. So, with the Hachia persimmon, when it's not ripe, it will make your mouth pucker up like you ate a whole mouthful of chalk, right? So when you see this, even though it will look very inviting, the color of the skin, you don't want to eat it unless it's like super duper duper ripe. And usually, sometimes this part will be ripe, but up here, closer to the stem, sometimes this part right here where it's more white can still make your mouth pucker up. So I'm going to sample it and I'm going to save some for my sister. But this right here, really mushy, this is actually a ripe persimmon. And so with fruits like this, usually you want to bring an extra bag to the farmer's market and carry it on the side, especially if you're like me and you put all your stuff on the bicycle, because it'll be a total pile of mush by the time you get home. So let me sample it. Oh my gosh, this is a really good one. It's so juicy, but this could still be ripe. This is ripe, but it could be even riper. So this is almost like, I would say, like nature's jam. It's a fruit that's just like a jam. And I was saying before that, the sound was off. There's another variety of persimmon that's called the Fuyu persimmon, and it looks similar to this, maybe a little bit lighter in color. It looks like a short tomato. That one, you can eat it when it's still a little bit crunchy, and it won't give your mouth that whole like tannins or that whole puckered up mouth feel. So that one is more crunchy. I've even used that one and cut it up and sliced it in pie. So again, you want to be very careful right around here. Sometimes you can just pluck off this piece of the stem right here. So you can pluck that right off, because this over here will make your mouth. Sometimes you're trying to suck all the fruit, but your whole mouth will pucker. You swear you ate like a whole mouthful of chalk. Now I know what you're eating. I'm trying to show you stuff. Sometimes I'm showing you the easier things because sometimes it's like my schedule is so interesting in terms of when I take my time. I really like to take my time when I'm preparing food. And I want people to be inspired by things they can do very quickly and easy, because some people feel like, oh, it's live foods, it's something foreign, and it's really not. I like to make things really, really simple. So I want to show you something too. I love looking at all the different varieties of things. So these are pepitas or pepitos. I say pepitas. These are pumpkin seeds. So these are like really juicy ones. So I don't know if you can see the difference between the two. These are bigger and more green. So these only see at a certain time of the year. Somebody might think, who cares about pumpkin seeds? But I tell you, when you really get into your food, now pumpkin seeds are so full of nutrition, and definitely these are full of zinc, which is very, very important for males and females, but especially men. So men, folks, if this is out there, make sure your men are getting pepitas. Like, it's a staple in their diet, because men lose a lot of their zinc when they release in intimate relations. So zinc puts a lot of the zinc inside pumpkin seed puts a lot of that nutrition back in there. And also for some people that may be more allergic to nuts, the seeds sometimes can be more digestible. So the nice thing with these big gigantic ones, like my sister, like we're an expert cracker. So when you have the big juicy ones, you actually can crack it nice and easy and actually have some of the seed. With some of the teeny tiny flimsy ones, you'll be cracking it and like not get anything, but you get, oh, I dropped it. You get a nice big juicy one. And I would say these juicy pepitas, look how big this pumpkin seed is. These are almost like a subtle, not a sugary sweet, but like a subtle sweet. And these are also full of calcium and protein. And you get all the benefits when you don't toast the seeds. So those pepitas. So again, there's certain varieties These two are bigger. This is the Jimmy Jam right here. These ones are looking more a little more green on the outside. They're very easy to crack. These ones have good flavor too. And then there's one that's a little bit tinier. Well, there's a couple that are much, much tinier, and you're there forever and you hardly get any kind of seed. So that can be kind of more rewarding if you know you have a bigger seed. So let's see, what else did I get? Oh, I'm gonna take you over here. See what other goodies I got around here. Look at that. Look at me. Falling apart. So over here, all right, well, those are lentils that are sprouting. But these are so delicious. Oh my gosh. These are so delicious. These little cherry tomatoes. Oh my God. Sometimes I find a smaller produce. There was a farmer that was selling these, so these would be so expensive in the States. But these were selling, like he gave me these for like $2 US. These are so delicious. Actually, in the States, I actually have some of the best cherry tomatoes I've ever tasted, and there's some of them that are orange. Those taste like candy. Those really taste like candy. And let's see what else I have today. I have some of the Jamaican limes. So these are the Jamaican limes. They're like several different varieties of limes here. Sometimes we'll find there's certain people here that have the kaffir limes, which are used a lot in like Thai cuisine. They have a whole lot of perfume in their skin. And these are the ones, if you find them at your Caribbean market, when you cut them open, they're more orangey inside. So you have, these are both considered Jamaican lime, but especially these orange ones. Now I find the skin is thinner. These have plenty of seeds. I don't know if I have any of the ones from the States, but the ones from the States are more green on the inside and they don't have any seeds. I don't have any of the American limes, but these are much, much sweeter, and these have a tremendous amount of seeds in it. And there's one farmer, she'll give me 10 of these for like 50 cents US. And so, of course, we keep staples of loads of coconut and pineapple, tremendous amounts of seaweed, right? Which is also good for folks that have issues with their thyroid, which you're finding with more and more women. And then this is coming. This is down there, drying. The placenta from the bananas that we're growing, the plantains that we're growing. So a couple of little things. Then we find there's so many different types of pineapples that are here. We have some star fruit. So this one is still good. So when these are not ripe, these can really, like almost like unripe pineapple, can kind of almost make your gums bleed when they're not really ripe. So this one is just about ripe and tender. Otherwise, they're super duper sour. And then we also, which you can find in States, the chocho, right? Not very sweet, but the chocho or the chayote. And then these are like, really, these are really looking beautiful right now, the cauliflower. So I'm going to do several things with the cauliflower. I can do a marinade, and I like to use a lot of Indian spices. I'm big on the Indian spices. I like to use a lot of Indian spices with these. And so I'll save the tops of the pineapples to replant. I've got so many avocado seeds, pineapple seeds. Should somebody give us water when we're outside? I'll take those bottles to recycle them and put them upside down so it can drip water into some of the things that I've got growing inside of pots. So I just wanted to share with you all just quickly some of the goodies I got, because Saturday is like my main day that I get goodies from the market. And then there's also a farmer that gave me some really good, I've been loving on the Chinese or the Asian broccoli, which is not like a broccoli floret, which is more like a leafy green. So leafy greens are a staple. So I have my little old bags. Well, I'll keep bags for like 20 years. And I actually find, let's say I got a bunch of callaloo. Callaloo is a staple. I can get a whole big bunch of callaloo for about, it's one of my bracelets. I can get a whole big bunch of callaloo for almost like 75 cents. And yeah, I'm really into a mess of greens. So I can get a whole thing of callaloo, which is similar to spinach in the spinach family, but the greens it's still delicate but tougher than the American variety of spinach. And then today I got something which I usually don't get. I have to say, I don't actually enjoy these that much, but they were so beautiful I brought them home. I am not a lover of radish. I am not. However, they're so beautiful. They're so inexpensive. These are very, very easy to grow. These are probably one of the first things that I've grown, but I'm not a lover of them. However, in terms of food as medicine, radishes have a lot of sulfur in it, which breaks up a lot of phlegm and a lot of congestion, similar to like daikon and wasabi and horseradish is very peppery. Really, really good for your skin, your hair, and your nails and congestion. Plus, I like it as a garnish. So that's what I'm going to do with it today. But it's really, really peppery. Some people love it. I don't really find it in like in a soul food flavor profile, but it's a beautiful garnish. And I think one of the nicer ways that I can think of to prepare it is actually to pickle it. So I'm excited to experiment with pickling the radish. So again, I like to think of like, what would my grandmother do with all of these? Well, my grandma Lou and all my grandmothers do with all of these different ingredients. And then I just love being around fruits and vegetables in the garden or the market. And you notice different things. Like I'll go and research if you look at the roots on the radish, and similar to the daikon, if you look at the root system or how long the root grows down into the dirt that's very, very compact inside of your garden. Like if you have to walk on the area, which you don't want to do, what I have in my face, pumpkin seeds. If you walk on the hips, which you don't want to do, you'll compact the dirt, and then warm air and water and the earthworms can't really get down through that area. So dirt that's very dry and very depleted, when you put certain things and you plant the daikon, like the daikon, those long white radishes that look like white carrots, or something like this that has a long root system, especially daikon, they can help to drought-proof your soil because of that long root system. So that's something that you can plant. Let's say like there's been a drought this past year, so that will affect the crop for next year. But even though this is not my favorite, these different foods and planting different things can be a benefit in your garden because of that root system. Again, having something that has a root that goes all the way down into the ground, it's going to allow for air to come into the ground, which is going to allow more warmth in the ground. So it's like a nice little womb for the seed to grow and water to go. And then also the earthworms are making their little pathways throughout. So they're aerating, they're bringing more air into the soil. So we don't want to walk on the area, right? If we make hips, or we have sections or rows where we're planting the food, we don't want to walk there. So we can create walkways, or if you have if you have recycled, you can recycle old plastic forks to put them around areas where either pets or your neighbor's pets will try to come around your plants, or to make little boundaries so you're not to walk in those areas, and so that you're not compressing the soil. That's yeah, that's pumpkin seeds, and that's pumpkin seeds that are not roasted and toasted. You actually, with all of the oils that in foods, you're going to get more of the benefits, the nutritional benefits, when it's not heated, right? Because a lot of those nutrients are very volatile in the presence of heat and light. Those the benefits in the oils and the fats, they start to oxidize. So that's why when you have oils like when you're using oils, that they're more beneficial and they'll be more flavorful when they're cold pressed. Now, when you fry certain oils, they may seem like they have a great scent. Like for example, sesame seeds, they let off an aroma. But as far as the nutritional content, you get a lot of the nutrients from the concentrated nutrients from the fats when they are cold pressed, when they're not they're not exposed to heat and light. So I just wanted to share with y'all a little bit of the goodies that I got from market day, because Saturday is an exciting day. I usually can't wait to go to the market, and sometimes I'll try to get there by 5 o'clock just to see what farmers are there and get some of the good stuff. There was a farmer that from last week that brought me, 2 farmers brought me some gigantic aloe, which I have been putting all in my scalp, which I would have thought that a lot of the pieces would get caught in my hair, but I'm like, I'll make aloe juice, aloe gel, but I've just been putting the straight aloe inside my scalp, and I'm really surprised at how good it feels. And if there are any big chunks, I can pick them out, but it really, really feels good. And again, I have a really interesting texture here. And something else I thought that was really interesting. One of the farmers, so some of these folks, when I tell you, some farmers cannot afford to buy pesticides and buy all these containers. The farmer that bought my berries, who bought me some beautiful mulberries, he said, I don't have the container. So he had some old recycled blue bonnet containers, and he had 4 containers of mulberries waiting for me at the market. So I was like, thank you very much, sir, because he cleared the stuff off the tree, whatever was left, and he brought them for me to the market. So do befriend the farmers at the market. They need love too. And I think, sometimes they're like, especially some of the older ones, when you appreciate the time that goes into them cultivating the soil. There's one retired professor and also Mayan farmer that I love to talk to at the farmers market. Oh, he has the best soursop, tamarind, coconuts, and crabu. Some people say caribou or crabu, which is a fruit that's grown locally here. But he is so passionate about the soil, and just talking to him, he just give me little tips. And like, I wasn't born in this particular environment, although, my father's side of the family is Caribbean. So, I just get I'm like a sponge. I get so much information when I'm just talking to him about the plants and how long does it take for the plants to bear fruit. Like our banana tree, I thought we had several plantain trees, but one of them is actually finger bananas, and the other one is plantain. So initially, just about a little over a year, it gave us our first bunch of plantains. And now it seems like 2 bunches are coming, and it's interesting. I can see little flowers opening up. It looks almost like a little piece of super unripe banana that's very pale, and the placenta is hanging off it, which is a deep dark reddish burgundy, and there's flowers that are opening up. So now I can recognize and see that's going to be another bunch of plantains that's growing. So got to capture some of that footage. There's always so many chores to do. So love your lifestyle. Create a personal movement practice for yourself that is yours, all yours, that you can take anywhere, where you don't even need any equipment. Enjoy spending quality time with yourself, eating your little goodies, and get out into the garden, because it will give you a whole nother respect for the food that you're putting into your body temple, which goes so much farther than struggling with food. Is really a mentality, rather than sitting back enjoying the process and having a healthy curiosity about what we're putting into our body, how it grows, and how it's affecting our mood. So if we just have a healthy curiosity, it goes a long way. So share the video with someone who you think could use some motivation and who would find some value. Give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you know whenever I upload a video. I'm going to upload some other ones, but sometimes it's just really convenient for me to go live because I don't have to do any editing. And although I was really, really tired, I just wanted to share some of the, I get excited about this kind of stuff. Some of the joy of the goodies that I found, at the market. And sometimes you don't grow everything by yourself. You may have something, or the bugs could have came and ate, a whole row, of your spinach. And it's really humbling how much we need other people. Somebody else might be, most likely is going to be growing something else that you'll need. And what about when your harvest is, all done? So everybody can grow something. Check out some of the older gardening videos. If you have questions, let me know, because I've created a list of the bags that I'm using for gardening, which I've grown quite a bit of things, and I'm about to start planting again. I planted, I think 2 or 3 times, and I had a whole crop of seeds that didn't bust. So it's a little bit of a little discouraging, but also it's humbling, because that's real life, right? So, oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Imagine if we were all just hanging out, sharing, some persimmons and some tea, and talking about, sharing whatever we're harvesting, and talking about what we're getting ready to plant. It would just be so natural. So next best thing we could do is to use, make positive use, of the internet. So with that said, create a great rest of the day on purpose, and I will see you all soon.